Let's make some kind of noise. Music for me is just not weird enough. There's so much room in music besides, I don't know, what we see on an everyday basis. And I'm exploring that space, and I want others to explore it too. This is what I've always been like. I'm interested in art, I'm interested in music, I like making things, I like taking things apart. And personality-wise, I've got a real interest in authenticity, originality, and pretty much all my life, when people are going one way, I'm going the other way. I don't know if that's a flaw, but it's just what I'm like. Usually it's some object that inspires me. So I'll see a bowl or a tennis racket or a cane or a suitcase, and I'll think, what can this be? So the game there becomes, what can I add to this that'll make it interesting and playable? The first ones were a lot like this. This one started with this cello neck. So it's part banjo, it's part auto harp. I started making stuff more like this, incorporating color and design into it, because I thought, yeah, why not? And so I built a neck for it, and I've been thinking for a long time, you know, wouldn't it be nice to put a couple of saw blades on something? I don't consider myself an artist, a musician, an instrument builder. I consider myself something or someone that occupies the space where those things intersect. That's what I'm interested in mostly, is where art and music and design and performance, what's at the intersection of those places. My whole musical operation fits in a tiny little corner of my basement in kind of an L shape surrounding the water heater and chimney and furnace. This little space is my workshop, it's my rehearsal space, it's the research laboratory, it's pretty much everything. And it all happens in this little 30 square feet of room beneath the house. For a long time it was bring everything. Complete maximalism, total overkill. Bring everything that would fit and whatever wouldn't. But it's impractical. And so other times I try and pick, I don't know, a dozen, maybe slightly less than that. And then the game becomes, what can these guys do together? You see, it's just that easy. Sometimes it's fun to say, all right, you four, you guys are gonna have to do it. Find a way to work together. Oh boy. I don't treat my instruments with kid gloves. At the end of the day, they're tools, and they're meant to be used. They're beautiful tools, they may be fascinating tools, and occasionally even expensive tools. But they're tools and they serve a purpose, and that purpose is play music for people. So if you can't load it in the car and take it somewhere, for me, there's kind of no point. I've had something of a lifelong preoccupation with musical instruments. I never sell them. It's all about building my own arsenal of instruments, because the point of it is the live show.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his Paul Henry's debut, Joe Rauen.
People may take for granted the notion of being utterly surprised when you go to see music. I can think of playing at Paul Henry's and bringing my kitchen sink and playing it for people, and looking back at it, being able to see people's expressions, or someone pull out their phone, you know, to get a shot of it. That's really encouraging to me, because I think people are picking up what I'm putting down, which is that you ought to want to see something totally surprising. That's what I'm trying to deliver. I want people flabbergasted. I want people to stand there and have to try and figure out what's going on. That's the space where I want you. And then, if I can, I'll delight you.